I used to tell people not to eat 1,000 calories until I did it and lost 15 pounds in 3 weeks. The best results I've ever gotten. Over the last 10 years, I've seen so many people fail because they don't see results fast enough, so they lose motivation. And sometimes we need an aggressive cut to give us a small win and get that ball rolling. So in this video, I'm going to reveal not just how safe or sustainable this is, but how hard it really was. Everything I did alongside to make sure I got results, whether I lost any muscle in the process, and whether if you should consider doing something like this if you want to drop fat fast. Now, what shocked me the most from all of this was not how much weight I lost or the fact that I was getting stronger in the gym despite eating so less. It was my energy levels. Eating 1,000 calories, surely that means you'll be having no energy to do your day-to-day stuff, work, right? Wrong! I've always struggled to focus and get work done. I'd be at my desk reading the same line over and over again, and if I see a random lady pass by, I'd lose all my focus. I'd imagine us fighting, thinking about getting divorced, but staying together for the kids, you know? But after studying what the top productivity experts have to say,
and mental focus, because one of the aspects of fasting, clarity of mind that people get.
I learned that fasting helps me focus more and keeps me more alert in the morning. And every time I normally did end up eating lunch, I'd reincarnate immediately into a bear, and all I want to do is have a wank and sleep after. So by cutting my calories, I was forcing myself to fast, and I dodged all these bullets. All those filthy sins I used to commit usually during the day were just gone. I easily cut out 1,000 to 1,500 calories from just skipping those meals. So if you're someone who values productivity and fat loss, fasting from the morning up until the afternoon was a game changer for me. Now, I did feel hungry, but you need to understand that hunger is a part of losing fat. It's normal. It's okay to be hungry. We're not going to die if we get a little hungry. It's kind of like when you start a new job. It feels uncomfortable. You're anxious initially, but over time, you learn to adapt and get comfortable with things. And hunger is the same. If you can train yourself to stay calm and in control when you're hungry, losing fat gets fast and easy, man. You don't have to give in to every little feeling you have. Otherwise, your life will be run by them. Now, you're not going to believe this, but here's the second thing that shocked me the most. I actually found eating my 1,000 calories way easier than my usual 2,000, and I'll tell you why. I didn't really have to overthink or think about anything because I was having just a meal and a half. I had fewer decisions to make, which means less opportunities to cheat. And in that one meal, I could just have some fun. I didn't even think about portion control. Because if I'm eating, I just want to eat, man. I want to eat properly. I don't like to weigh food and all that. I like to keep things simple. It's kind of like Arabs who have 4 wives. You think you want that, but you might just have 4 times the headache. Sometimes less is more. And in this case, eating less was easily more for me. Actually, no. It's not like that, guys. I'll take the 4 wives. Never mind what I said. And if you want to apply to be one of my wives, please check the link in the description. You'll have to just fill in some details to see if you match the basic requirements, which is pretty much you have to be a woman. Anyway, so eating like that was sustainable for me, but I have done these aggressive diets before and failed miserably. But I've also done these smaller, sustainable diets and also failed miserably too. So the idea that, you're on an aggressive diet, you're going to fail and die. You can't really say that about these diets because so many millions of people have done them and successfully lost weight and kept it off. It's worked for so many of us. Now, the reason these diets don't work sometimes is because we might not be approaching it with the right strategy. This time, I used an eating system that made eating 1,000 calories feel fine. It made it feel like something I can see myself doing for the next few months or even a whole year. So the way I approach it is the same way I approach Ishi the camp girl on her birthdays. Now, she loves her birthday, and if she doesn't have a good one, then she's going to give me shit videos and my YouTube channel will die.
Come on. Come on. What is this?
So what I do is I take her out for a happy birthday breakfast to keep her happy. And by afternoon, I give her 1 out of 2 birthday gifts. And in the evening, dinner, and then her second gift after. That way, she was constantly being kept happy, and she will continue to operate the camera appropriately for me at all times without being all fucking cranky and making and all that attitude. Okay, here's how this ties back to fat loss. For these 3 weeks, I used that same strategy. So when I'd wake up, I'd just be drinking water, loading up like a fucking camel, man. At least a liter and a liter and a half, non-stop. Now this will keep you feeling mentally awesome, man. Your brain's gonna feel good. You are gonna feel good. But depending on your face, if you have one like mine, if you look like a wanker, then people are going to be thinking you're just jerking off in the toilet all day because you're going to pee a lot doing this. And by the time I'd start to feel hungry, I'd hold off and wait until I got uncomfortable. And then usually by 2-ish, I'll have a very low calorie protein snack. And for me, that was a double scoop protein shake. I'd feel replenished after that, maybe even a little bit full, and it would keep me going. So I'd keep working, I'd keep drinking water, which is constantly filling me up until it's about 5-ish and I'm hungry. Then I'd have my first meal and I get in a minimum of 50 grams of protein in that, so I can not only keep muscle, but even build it whilst losing fat in this cut. Because if I'm hitting my protein target and I have a good amount of body fat to fuel my training, there's no reason why I can't build muscle even though I'm eating less. Now, if you want to avoid ending up skinny fat, you want to guarantee that you build lean muscle while losing fat, the key is to have that meal before training. So when you walk into the gym, you actually have energy to lift heavy weights. And the third thing that blew my mind was that I was getting stronger. I saw my hamstring curls drastically increase in weights, and so did so many exercises. And I think there were 3 things which made that possible. I lowered my training volume. I went from training 5 times to 3 times because I have limited energy eating such less calories, and every workout has to be 110% if I want to get good results. It's like pleasing your partner. Instead of just physically being there and mechanically getting the job done every day, you want to stop it every day and instead treat every love-making session as a performance. Give her the ride, the roller coaster of her life, where she'll be trembling and she'll give you a standing ovation after you get the job done properly for once. And the second thing was, I just treated myself like I was on a bulk, and I kept telling myself not to be a pussy. I'm not even joking, man. I can't explain to you how powerful that is. I've said 1,000 things on this channel. That's probably one of the most important things. Because when you approach things that are like, stop being a pussy, keep telling yourself that, then you're going to be grabbing heavier weights. You're going to be reaching a potential you didn't even know you could have. And the third thing was, I just sleep 7 to 9 hours to recover better and make all this feel easy. Once my workout's done, I have another protein snack. And for me, I use protein shakes again, man. I like to keep things simple. So I'm at a total of 150 grams of protein so far and close to 1,000 calories. And if I'm still hungry, I'll have a small fiber snack, which is usually a fruit I like. It makes me feel like I'm natural, like I'm Tarzan. And if I'm still hungry, I'll just have sleep for dinner and wake up feeling amazing. And voila, that's what a full days of eating looks like, using protein, fiber, and water to just keep me full. Now, I'm going to be honest and say some days I went over 1,000 calories and some days I went below, which is fucking fine, man. It doesn't have to be perfect. Some days are going to feel easier. The others, harder. There's no rules. Fuck rules. Just see how your body feels as you do this. Now, I said what I did to make this work, but this is not important. What's important is what I did not do more than anything, because not doing this is what gets you ripped. I didn't eat anything complex. Everything I ate ideally did not have an ingredients list. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's just simpler this way. For example, chicken. Chicken is chicken, rice, almonds, strawberries, watermelon, ass. Simple stuff without an ingredients list, just to keep things easy and natural. Now, if you have no idea what these real good whole foods are, I made a list of the best sources of protein and fiber. Along with the prompt, you can ask ChatGPT to kind of make you a custom diet plan. This is really helpful if you don't know what to eat and if you want to make eating in a big deficit easier. Now, this all sounds good on paper. Lose 15 pounds in 3 weeks, but it's not for everyone. It's worked on a few of my clients for years, and it's also not worked on others as well. So I made a small checklist for you to see if there's something you could do to give you that win, which will snowball into something wonderful for you. So firstly, if you're not healthy, as in physically healthy, not sick in the head like me, you shouldn't be doing this. If you're extremely stressed with poor sleep, and generally you can't survive being hungry, you need food to operate, then a traditional diet where you slightly lower the calories might work better for you. Now, if you're not that and you're somewhere in the middle where things are okay, and if you're on the side where you can handle this, then just try this out for 2 weeks. The first 2-3 days might be hard, give it time. But I'm sure it gets easier. As you do this, you'll be losing a lot of fat, my friend. I've been in this for over 3 weeks, and to be honest, I feel fucking great, man. Now, I don't know how I'm gonna feel tomorrow, in the next few weeks, or even in a year. If I start to feel shit, no problem, man. I lost 15 to 20 pounds. I'll just take a break where I eat at my maintenance calories or a smaller deficit. And once everything's fine, I'll just hop back in it. No harm, no foul. They even did a study on this, a study where 2 groups were dieting. One of them was eating in a deficit and then taking a break, eating in a deficit and taking a break, and the other was constantly in a deficit. In the span of 6 months, the group that did the diet breaks lost more fat overall. Now, you don't have to eat as low as 1,000 calories. If I'm being honest, I think I was about 1,000, 1,200 most of the time. Just find a deficit where it challenges you enough, it makes you grind, you can easily hit your protein target, and you can sustain doing it whilst growing all other aspects of life. So figure out your maintenance calories using the guide I spoke to you about earlier and try things, experiment, and most importantly, have fun with it, man. Sometimes all we need is a win, man. You could come back here in a week and tell me you lost 10 pounds. Now, every time I actually got lean, I was unknowingly using this one weight loss secret. It stopped me from falling into that cycle where I start, stop, and it kept me consistent no matter what life threw at me. Over here, I break down what it is so you can guarantee that you get ripped fast.